playing any of these. One thing I'm not sure of in this list is, do I want to play Psylocke or Zabu? Obviously, we don't have either in this instance. Doing nothing till turn 4 seems not ideal. This will come as a shock to some of you to hear, but I think there's a chance that Scarlet Spider is worse than, like, playing Nakia. Thank you for the 7 months. Appreciate that. Am I willing to spew cubes for content? Always? Always? Never not? Let's put Zabu in the center, actually, because they're probably a Killmonger deck, yeah? Look at that! Kitty dive on top of that Red Guardian grenade for us. What a pretty kitty indeed. The fact that Galacta doesn't count cards played into her late as the first, so when we get 2 of them, we could have them work like this is so sweet. This is a sweet first game, says local man, about to get Galactus. Yeah, our Sebastian Shaw here is 9, and then our Mr. Sinister is 10 total. Oh, they didn't play for the left, so I just need to win one of these 2. First game. Thank you, Nico.
Victory.
What does Galacta do? Galacta gives the first card you play each turn not in her lane +3. What's my history lifting weights? Before the plague happened, I used to go to a gym 2 times a week or so and like dork around on the exercise machines. But I never really did proper weightlifting because I was worried about hurting myself with bad form. It just wasn't worth the potential upside. A piece of candy. Man, do I want to eat Mr. Sinister? If I don't eat Mr. Sinister, I can absorb Big Man him next turn. A fellow Scarlet spider enjoyer. I just realized we don't have Brood. Are we assuming we don't have board space? Yeah, it makes it tough with Mysterio. So I'm playing without. I never liked Brood in these builds in the past. Yeah, I think Nico getting rid of Quantum Tunnel is good. I think we're probably a lock on the right, and I think if we get rid of high rolls out of Quantum Tunnel for them, they can't win the left. Might realistically do that. Epic. Epic. Sabu on 1 with all 3 of my 4s in the deck? It's not Christmas yet. Do I want to play Chavez on the right? I guess. Yes, I really don't love filling up my locations. Wando, thank you for the 16 months. I'm swapping back and forth between Snap and Pocket in the morning and the afternoons, both to kind of see what metrics are like between the two, and so people who can only watch my content at one particular time of day can catch whichever bits they care about the most. Misery's an interesting thought, Idol. Want Galacta in a lane that's more crowded? Yeah, maybe. That's a good thought. We got paid off because they put Cosmo in the middle, but in general, you might be correct. Is Pocket still giving you good metrics? The Pocket metrics are trending up on the Twitch side. The YouTube side's been a little middling, if I'm being honest. I unfortunately did not curry the favorism of the algorithm at Pocket's launch. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. So this gives me a metric ton over here, and then I'm adding 14 in the middle. This seems fine. Definitely staying for one more. We could definitely lose to, like, Iron Man center plus Kitty on the right. But they can also play for the left. Hopefully they put stats to the left and Sebastian Shaw gets them. Scarlet Spider being 20 for... Scarlet Spider being 20 for 4 is not bad. Got him. Got him. Was Scarlet Spider not embarrassing? That can't be right. Someone go back and check the tape. And for the Zoomers out there, check the tape as a reference to looking back at the previous replay from a different era when we had to record things on physical tape. And if you didn't need that reminder, you should maybe stand up and stretch, take a drink of water. Maybe consider an Advil for your back. That's a piece of candy. Do I Nico and then Okoye next turn? I think so. I think so. And that's be one more Okoye card overall, yeah? Oh, should I Chavez before Nico this turn? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I could Okoye and then Chavez next turn. Or I could Fastos. We should snap old Waylon here. Hey, what's going on, Ascension? Welcome to a live one. Holy video gamers. Good golly. Wow! Waylon could have cleared the mindscape and chose not to. What a monster. Galacta seems neat. She's a very good Marvel Snap card.
All systems go.
It's really awesome that we got 2 meaningful card releases yesterday. And have had quite a few duds in recent memory. Getting some solid playable ones is refreshing. 20 power Scarlet Spider again. Hold my beer. Chat, you can't just come in here and ask for replacements for format powerhouses like Scarlet Spider, okay? Don't kid yourself and pretend for a second that you could possibly be competitive in Marvel Snap without format staple Scarlet Spider. You could probably cut him for a different card. Honestly, one thing I'm not 100% sure on in this deck is if 4 payoffs is the appropriate number. You could fool around with Brood or Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's a cute one because she's nice when she gets extra stats. How does Mysterio work with Galacta? Mysterio, unfortunately, does not have a favorable interaction with Galacta. She'll try and trigger on this one first, and then if she's in this location, she'll trigger on this one first. But Mysterio interacts positively with the rest of our hand buff effects. Okoye, Gwenpool, Chavez, Fastos, they all power up all of the Mysterios. Good looking Zabu. It's about to be a lot of Gwenpools, yep. A Nocturne Enjoyer. Oh, wow. They have insane splits on everything. They can technically slide the Nocturnes into the middle and trigger White Hot Room before re-rolling it, yeah? Malekith was bugged on release to grab lower cost things that Pixie had made cheaper. I don't know if that bug was fixed or not. Nocturne playing for the home team here. That is a copycat Galacta with another gold crackle. Holy. Speaking of things that are holy, Scarlet Spider Gaming Video Gamers. Whew, Poppy. Poppy, and you just want to replace him, chat? You want to act like this man is replaceable? Okay, and the way this works now, they can move surfers off of Bar Sinister and then play into it, right? Does this ever win the game? This is what? 28, this is 40, and then this is 19, 30. Yeah, it's gotta, yeah. It's gotta be enough. No, I'm gonna lose the left. Rats. Oh, I could have played for the right. Oh my gosh! They blocked our Mr. Sinister with Luna Snow! The humanity! That's some unfortunate casserole in the morning. Our location is in fact full. Oof. Oof! Our Bar Sinister was sweet. Unfortunately, theirs was sweeter. Hey, we completed our alliance mission. Glass half full. 20 or more power. Don't mind if I does. Hey, what's going on, Ludi? I keep a loose schedule under my stream in the Twitch information section and on my website there. Usually we change games about noon 30, 1 o'clock or so. About an hour and a half, give or take, a little more. Welcome. This Fastos is only okay. Most of my Handbuff payoffs are in hand currently. I think all decks that like Hope Summers probably also want to play Luna moving forward, Pepsi Man. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Cody. Yeah, the tournament rounds have performed pretty well. They've been the better performing deck highlights for sure. Pokemon Pocket definitely has a bigger competitive focus than Snap does. Oh, they hit our Galacta, and they hit our Nico and have the double mode on... No, is that their Nico? That is their Nico, right? They hit double mode on Nico with 14 power. Yikes.
Escaped.
So, one of the big bits of confusion... There's two big bits of confusion around Pocket being a more competitive game than Snap. The first is that people confuse the fact that Pocket gives you an option to play it casually, meaning you don't have to grind games if you don't want to, with it only being a casual game. Those two things are not the same. And the second thing is, a lot of people have a big misconception around what ranked ladders are in games like Pocket and Marvel Snap. So the thing you gotta understand is that ranked ladders in mobile games like Marvel Snap are not designed to measure play skill. Ranked ladders in games like Marvel Snap are essentially glorified hamster wheels to encourage you to play the game more. They are a system where playtime is just as important of a factor as your ability to play the game well. Pocket seems easier than Snap to me. So, I think from a core rules perspective, Pocket and Snap are very, very similar in terms of how easy or hard they are to get into. God, this arrow is good. One of the big things that makes Snap a more complex game right now than Pocket, in my opinion, is the fact that Snap has such a deeper card pool. No Observing Man. I don't think so. I think I need to draw like Sebastian Shaw powered up. I don't know. We're probably dead here because of the arrow. But you gotta remember, at its core, Snap is simply have the most points in 2 out of 3 locations. turned in here. And then the complexity comes from...
Escaped.
Yeah, if I were to draw a comparison between Pocket's current card pool and Marvel Snap, Pocket's current card pool is kind of like if you played Marvel Snap with only Series 1 and 2 cards. And that's not to say that it would be a bad game playing Marvel Snap with only Series 1 and Series 2 cards. It's just the decks that are good are more defined, there's a little bit less deck building space, and the mechanics overall of the card pool are more simple because it's a set built for onboarding. Crimson, thank you for the almost year and a half. Appreciate you hanging out. If you compare a card like Kate Bishop to the average Series 1 or Series 2 card in Marvel Snap, and you'll see a very clear, like, oh, this is how things are differing years into the game. I agree with that assessment, Paper Hams. I find Pokemon games are easier to forecast when I'm winning or losing. Pocket as a game tends to have less hidden information than Marvel Snap does. A lot of the skill and decision making in Pocket is from understanding what's face up on the board and predicting the plays 2, 3, 4 turns in advance on how things are going to play out. It's very chess adjacent in that way. And that thinking multiple turns ahead is more important than the uncertainty. One of the things Snap does very well that's different from traditional card games like Pocket and Magic and Hearthstone is that Snap does a very good job of making you feel like you have a chance in almost every game that you play. Traditional card games like Pocket and Magic, they have what I would refer to as non-games with some frequency. Games where one player just kind of rolls over and dies. And in Snap, a lot of the time when you feel a similar experience, it's, oh, I rolled over and died to the tech card on the last turn, but I felt like I had a chance up until that point. I don't think that's remotely true, Scraps. I think Pocket is a completely standalone own thing, and it is in no way a stepping stone into the regular TCG. I think that is a bad and inaccurate take. While drawing Nico on location change mode was easily the best thing we could do here. Absolutely body them here, hopefully. So, I think it's fair and accurate to say that Marvel Snap's visuals and animations are above Pokemon Pocket right now, but I think it's also fair to point out that Marvel Snap did not launch with remotely the same number of animations that we have in the client today. They've back added a significant number of animations to both cards and locations in Marvel Snap over the 2 years it's existed. I think it's incredibly arrogant and shows a fundamental lack of understanding to say things like Pocket is the baby version of the regular TCG. One of the things people who don't understand game design fail to identify is that there is a difference between complexity and depth. What do I mean by that? A game that is difficult to learn the basics of has a lot of complexity. It has hurdles you have to overcome to start playing the game to begin with. A game has a lot of depth if once you understand the whole thing, there's interesting decisions to be making, whether it's deck building or in-game decisions or all of the above. And I've talked about it before, but a lot of the comments around Pokemon Pocket are literally copy and paste of comments elitist Magic the Gathering players made when I started playing Marvel Snap. They said Marvel Snap's a baby card game, and it's too simple, and it's too easy. There's this very toxic tribalism that humans have in general, but is especially present among card game players, where you can't just let other people enjoy their game. You have to assert that their game is worse than the one that you're playing. Because if there's a chance the other game is enjoyable, then perhaps you've made a mistake by choosing to play something else instead. Marvel Snap is incredibly innovative and very different than traditional card games in a lot of ways. There are not good one-to-one comparisons between Marvel Snap and Pocket and a lot of other traditional card games. So rather than writing things off as being baby versions or too easy, it's okay. It's just like we talk about when evaluating cards in these games a lot of the time, right? How many times have I said on stream, you should remove the idea of strictly better and strictly worse from your card evaluations? You should accept the idea that things are just different. They're not strictly better, strictly worse. So Galacta is going to trigger on the left Mysterio. Mysterio Center's going to be +2 because of Panopticron. Scarlet Spider's going to clone to the center guaranteed because Mysterio fills here with Gwenpool. And then Scarlet Spider will be 10. So we're going to go up to 17 over here, 12 in the center, and then 14 on the right, which should be good enough to beat our AI friend. And a big part of the tribalism in card games too is because card games are expensive in two different ways. Card games cost a lot of money, generally speaking, to keep up with everything. And even if you're free to play, card games cost an incredible amount of time. If you're gonna play any card game, whether it's Snap or Pocket or Magic or Hearthstone, at a remotely reasonable level, you need to be familiar with the cards in that game on top of the rules. You need to know the decks you're playing into and what other cards they play. There's an incredible investment that's not just monetary to enjoy a game like this for a lot of people. And it's difficult to have enough time and money to get into more than one. I completely understand that. This Handbuff deck has exceeded expectations so far. We gotta take a brief pause for the cause and run some Twitch adverts, but we're gonna come back in 120 seconds with some more of it. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, the constant game board zoom in and out on Pocket is very disorienting. I really hope they add an option to disable it, because it's gotta be terrible for people that experience motion sickness. Yeah, you heard that with WoW and the other MMOs that were not WoW a lot of the time, right, Thorborg? Over the decades, it's just baby WoW. WoW is just baby EverQuest back in the day. That's true. Scarlet Spider has been not embarrassing so far in the games that we've played. I've kind of felt myself missing Nakia, but I also don't know that I have a clear replacement for what I would cut for Nakia. If you're missing Fastos, you should just sub Nakia for him. I'm just not sure if I have time. I have room to play both. Just one J, thanks for the 14 months. Good morning and welcome back. I play Captain. Yeah, I think Captain Marvel is a sweet card for you. Captain Marvel with Galacta in general seems real sweet. Might do some of that as our third deck this morning. Is Gwenpool worth buying with token? I think Gwenpool's a very playable Marvel Sap card. You could probably get a good bit of playtime out of her. Just one J, thanks for the 14 months. Well, that's interesting. They have bounce deck? How big is Shaw on the left? He goes to 9. And then he goes to 18, and then he goes to 20. Not enough. This works out pretty clean for us, yeah? I love that I can play a card into Galacta's lane, and then have her trigger on the other thing somewhere else. Feels real good. Come on, hit Shaw! Hit Shaw! I have priority to beat Goliath now, too. So this is gonna go to plus 17, 34. This is 36. So I'm gonna go to 26 over here. So they need a 6 power thing here to win the lab. And we're not playing Mysterio out because Absorbing Man's copying Mr. Sinister. Oh, that's true. Do I want Galacta I need Galacta to buff this, yeah? Oh, that's awkward, actually. Huh. I can't get both. I think this is the play then, yeah? Plus 9 in the middle is still pretty good. They would need, this would put me to 22. I think this is the play. They need 10 on the left while playing 6 on the right. And I think they feel safe on the right, and they're not going to play for it. Yep. Look at that massive lad, chat. Holy. That is a thick boy, Shaw.
Victory.
Large lad. Shaw is a very cool design. One of the perfect power level season pass cards to ever released. Never been pushed up or down. Galacta never buffs a card in her own lane. She always buffs cards your first card played in not her lane. Awkward start here.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Hey, Paper Ham. Thanks for the Prime. Thanks for the Tier 1 sub. Appreciate it. That direct support's a big part of why what I do here is able to be my job. Thanks for keeping me around. Cardboard Tech! Thanks for watching a ton here over the last year and more, I'm sure. Welcome to Hoaglandia's latest Shillionaire. Be sure to drop me a message in Twitch and Discord to get access to Beverly Shills. Make sure our trickle-down economy stays in action. Our next Shillionaire will only have to spend 999,788 shillings. Gosh, this poor Okoye could just not catch a break. Well, that's a 16 power Nico Minaru. Sorry, 14? No, 16 power? Ah, I'm gonna get Eliath to die, chat. I'm gonna get Eliath to die! Are they gonna Magneto me somewhere? I'm gonna stay for content. We're supposed to leave though. We beat that, yeah, Boomer? Yeah, Boomer? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Boom, boom, boom. Imagine thinking you won the game just because you eliminated Format All-Star Scarlet Spider. Little did you know Galacta Nico had your number. Oh my gosh, did you hear that, chat? Wait, everybody be quiet. Listen really closely. Do you hear it in the distance? That's the sound of collector's tokens crying out in pain, making Scarlet Spider considerations. They're scared. They're scared, chat. They thought they would never have to make this choice, and now they're being pushed towards it. Those poor, innocent collector's tokens. Was that a good stage? Genuinely don't know. So one of the things that makes Marvel Snap a challenging game to play optimally is simply the fact that playing this game optimally requires a lot of experience with all the decks you're playing. And I think I'm chilling on these for now so I can Nico draw. And like, I change decks so much, snapping patterns are different with every deck. So like, what constitutes a good or bad stay varies a lot deck to deck. Matchup to matchup. So, is this a bot? This might be a bot. Let's check. Not a bot? Not a bot. My bot wouldn't have a collection level that low, I don't think. Could be. Jury is out. Base other variants, probably. It could be a cosplayer, yeah. There's a bunch of people that pretend to be bots. Okay, I think this is a cosplayer with custom cards. They failed the snap test, so probably a human. Definitely a human. These are actually the scummiest people on the planet pretending to be AIs. Just the actual worst of the worst. Glad I didn't play the Mysterio. Enjoy. That shot though might not be enough. I'm gonna need a good top deck here. People pretend to be bots because the optimal way to play the game against the bots is different.
Escaped.
It makes the optimal way to snap and play your cards is different in the AI matchup, so people intentionally change their cards using the custom cards tool to change their cosmetics to appear like they might be a bot. Actual scum. The snap test is like the Turing test, yeah, basically. Bastos here into Gwenpool and Krakoa. It feels like a lot of effort for a marginal edge case. Gamers love going through a lot of work for a marginal edge. No double Gwen. I need more numbers. I need to actually win the game with stats. All right, so we're hoping that Hydra Bomb jumps left on them here. I don't know, that 28's enough to win the left. Need to put Shaw here if I'm staying. That might be. Wait, they punted the center? The left? What? You know I have a 16 power Shaw in my hand, gamer. Yeah, there's a Lunasto deck on my highlights channel. We played her this morning to start too. Lunasto's very good. Basically, any deck that's playing Hope Summers also wants to play Lunasto. She adds nice redundancy to it, that archetype.
Legendary.
Legendary. Howdy, David. Luna is absurd in Surfer. Her giving you a turn 4 Sarah consistently is like nutty. Zero energy Chavez to trigger Galacta this turn. Things you love to see, chat. It.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Is this crazy? I'm playing Shaw last turn. The maybe crazy part about this is it's locking me into points in the center, but it's a lot of points. Going to 19. Well, I mean, I think I want Shaw middle now. The only question is, do I think 26 is enough? I think it is. I think it's this. And we put the Galacta buff on the left, so that way we get 7 there up to 13. So it'll be 13, 26, 15. Yeah, I don't think we need the buff on Shaw.
I see.
Heimdall lose the game, a tried and true Marvel Snap strategy. We even finished our fill all locations mission that game too. Lovely, lovely. Oh, I'm playing Mysterio. We can take that one. Hey, Poker Face, thank you for that tier 1. I really appreciate that direct support. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh, we can take Activate with Scarlet Spider. Yeah, I suppose we could. So I think we want to lead Zabu always, almost always. Makes our 4 cost cards still in our deck cheaper, get a more chance to get a discount on him. Nova here gets everything a bonus when it gets blown up, so that means they're likely a Killmonger deck, so our other 1 energy cards are definitely going to be in danger this game. That being said, Nico rolling the draw 2 cards bonus, stellar here. We'll get to play Nico and have her destroy Chavez to give us 2 extra cards. Man, this is quite the curve for us. Huh? I think it's Gwenpool this turn. Because we already have our good payoffs in our hand. And then I get to play Galacta into Crimson Cosmos because we can't play 1, 2s, or 3s here. And then next turn, we'll play the Scarlet Spider out to the center with the Galacta bonus. And then we can fill the left to force him to jump right, I think is the plan. Mysterio's not having a good day so far. So our first card played outside of her location gets +3, and then we're gonna get +2 from here as well. Is it Mysterio as my other card I'm playing out here? And then next turn we'll play Sebastian Shaw here, plus something else in the center. How big are they going to get middle? Rather large. We should win the left, I think. If I put this here, could we contest the center? They're going to go up to +8, so they're going to go to 22. And then let's say they Nova plus Surfer is another +9, so they go to 31. I'm going to 12, plus 10 is 22, plus 6 is 28. I could realistically win here. Yeah, maybe I am showing center, actually. And then planning to win center and right. Well, I was not expecting them to play right here. I'm still winning the... I have priority going into this turn is important, yeah? Yeah, so it's important that I have priority because my opponent's going to play Killmonger to blow up this Nova, which will also kill these. But I want Scarlet Spider to activate and copy before these die, so he's guaranteed to go right. And then with Sebastian Shaw getting 5 from this, he'll be 13. Gets us to 37. We're at 41 in the middle and 22 on the right. We're good to go here.
Victory.
I think even if they have Killmonger Surfer, we're beating them center and right. What an agreement that is suspect. Yep. Snap our AI here, and that's the snap test. I snapped and then ended the turn, which means we're playing against a bot. Human beings get a turn extension when you snap. For people that are new to Snap, when I say I'm playing against a bot, this is not a, like, someone botting in World of Warcraft at home. The bots in Marvel Snap are made by Second Dinner, and they exist to put extra cubes into the system to make climbing more obtainable so more people can get the infinite rewards. Because, as I often talk about, ranked system in these games are not about measuring skill, they are about getting people to play the game more. So the bots exist so that way people playing a bunch can get extra cubes and eventually hit those ranked rewards to collect the freebies. Yes, Fastos will be dropping to Series 4 on the 10th.
Iron Man.
With the patch. Do I want to contest the Iron Man path? Probably not. I think we just punt it, and we'll go Galacta into Shaw here, giving him plus 5, and then next turn we'll Galacta in the center. To Snap, what's the difference between an OTA and a patch? That's a good question. So, OTA stands for over-the-air update. Let me count really quick here. This is 14 in the center. This is 10 over here up to 17. This is 7 over here up to 24. We went all 3. OTA stands for over-the-air update. It is simply changes to cards, text boxes, and numbers on them that they change. Patches fix bugs and implement new features. With the big notable difference in how it works with cards is that patches are required to change audios and visuals on cards, whereas OTAs just change what the cards actually do and what their numbers are. The functionally important thing to understand the difference between an OTA and a patch, because sometimes they change cards in patches too, is that the over-the-air updates that happen once to twice a month are the primary balancing mechanic for Marvel Snap. Patches have a longer lead time because they have to coordinate with app stores, so patches get locked in a month or more in advance sometimes. Whereas OTAs get locked in somewhere between a few days to a week before. So if there's something that's not balanced in the game or they want to make a change for balance reasons, generally that will be in an over-the-air update because they're closer to the live environment when they're making the changes. Nico, a draw mode on 1 is so good. Okoye makes our deck bigger and then we get to draw the cards right away. That's sad, not the end of the world. Still have Okoye and Fastos here. Is Grandmaster not good here? You only have 12 slots in a Marvel Snap deck, so it's not that strictly that a card is bad, it's just that it's not necessarily better than the other things we're already doing. Whoo! Valley of the Hand is sweet. That means the Okoye we destroyed on 2 is going to come back and make our last draw a little bigger as well. Opponent seated up. Yep. Got him good. I think cutting Fastos for Grandmaster would probably be pretty silly because Fastos is the type of effect you want to be Grandmastering in this deck.
Epic.
How do you pronounce your surname? Hoagland with a long O sound is my last name. But honestly, as long as you're not saying Hogland, it's whatever. Luna Snow seems like a safe skip. I think Luna Snow will likely be optimal in every deck that wants to play Hope Summers moving forward. So I think your measuring stick for, is this an easy skip for me, should be, how much do you like playing Hope Summers? Luna Snow provides key redundancy for Hope Summers decks. Do I want a Raft card? I think I do, gamers. Gets Mr. Sinister into a 4 here. So how well your deck in hand does in a match can depend on what locations are in the middle. Yeah, that's exactly right, Poker Face. So the locations in the center come from a giant pool of locations, basically, and there's hundreds of them at this point, I would wager. Some locations are more or less common than others, but Marvel Snap decks are only 12 cards, and in the average game, you draw about 9 of those cards. So one of the things Marvel Snap does that's very different from a lot of other traditional card games is that the decks in Marvel Snap are super consistent, and a lot of the play variance comes from the locations that you experience. We are locked out of the center with their Titania jumping across. I think we're probably dead and need to go. It's a shame because the rest of my hand's pretty solid here. Maybe Nico rolls location change. I'm gonna chase here. There's a good chance we're supposed to leave when they raise the stakes. Ooh, that's an interesting thought. If we could throw priority, Scarlet Spider could win here. I don't think we're going to be able to throw priority, though, is the problem. Come on, location change. Unlucky. One of the problems with taking priority here, too, is they're probably a Shang-Chi deck. So they can Shang to clear here, and then... That's kind of funny. Is this the most points I could do? This gives me 1829 over here. Whereas... Yeah, I think it's the same, right? Sure. I think we're gonna get shagged on the right. Hopefully they don't have shag on the right with Cannonball in their deck. A lot of these decks don't have room for both, but sometimes people are greedy. Oh, they have Gore plus a pullback. Yeah. Yeah, Titania Middle was a tough nut to crack. Oh, Galacta would be more power, right? Yeah, maybe you're correct. It would have been 2 more. She's only +5, and she had 7 here. I would try Brood or Nakia if you're missing Scarlet Spider. I think would be my recommendations. Camel Lab's not great for us. I guess if we draw Mr. Sinister, it could be okay, but the opponent's deck's almost assuredly a Shang-Chi deck, good at destroying Hulks. Pixie largely doesn't impact an Aeroshim Thanos deck. She doesn't shuffle costs on things that didn't start in their deck. Scarlet Spiders felt pretty good during today's set of games, yeah. Chimichanga's a solid one for us. Making something a little bit bigger is exactly what our deck wants to be doing. I think this is a Galacta angle, yeah. Start powering some friends up. Hey, Walrus. Thank you for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Have a good one, Lemurian. Glass half full, that was the best thing they had to do with 5 energy. We really want to draw one of our 2/1 energy cards next turn, so that way we can play Mysterio, Sebastian Shaw, and a 1-drop to give us more control over where Scarlet Spider ends up at. So the cloned Mysterios get the 2 from Fastos, and then the leftmost Mysterio takes the buff from Galacta. So that'll be 5. I'll add 15 over here on the left, which gets us to 39. So they would have to put 7. They'd have to put 8 here while putting 3 here. They might just punt the center. But because Scarlet Spider jumps randomly and I didn't draw 1, Absorbing Man is more than Shaw. Good call. They left! Got him. They're scared. They're scared of what we could have. Lovely. You want to comment on the health and stuff? I think the quality of the games in Marvel Snap right now is really good. And I've had a lot of fun playing actual games of Marvel Snap for the last little bit. We're playing a lot of different things. I think the best testament to how many different decks I've enjoyed playing is I had such a large backlog of sweet Marvel Snap decks. On my days off over the weekend, I posted 2 highlights each day, just so I could get them in before the new season started. Yeah, so we're playing Pocket later this afternoon. I think we're gonna play about another hour of Snap, and we'll start with Pocket around 12:30, 1 o'clock or so. I like this build. Scarlet Spider was genuinely impressive. He felt good in a few spots. I Don't think I would recommend spending resources on these cards, especially not with Fastos dropping to Series 4 on December 10th. I think Nakia and Brood are combinations of cards you could sample replacing these with. You need Shaw. You need Gwenpool. Galacta's real good. If you're missing these types of things, you probably just play a different deck. I will say, while our stats were good with this, bots pad those, and I would not be surprised if this deck ends up not being competitive in the long term as people optimize more and aren't brewing like they're often see at the start of the season, but she's definitely an upgrade to what this deck was doing before. Yeah, Captain Marvel's a good call out for potential replacement as well. I like that. All right, I think